Good evening, beautiful person. Greetings from snowy, chilly Winnipeg. My name is Hadassah Vitar. I'm a life coach and a wellness advocate, and I help beautiful people like you create well-being for themselves and for others. And why do I do this? My mother passed away at the age of 69 from complications of diabetes, and she never got to see my kids grow up. And it wasn't because she didn't know how to take care of herself. Trust me, she did. She's grown up, just like all of us. We know what to do. Oh, hi, Kenton. And she knew what to do, but she had other priorities until it was too late. And I don't want that to happen to me, and I don't want that to happen to you. And that's why I'm here pretty much every day, except 7 this year, to talk about mindset, about wellness, about exercise and stress and all of those good things. And tonight I want to talk about a rather important mindset thing. I've been listening to Mel Robbins' audiobook called Take Control of Your Life. And it's been quite the journey and quite fascinating because basically she started off by asking people what their greatest fear was. And then she took 6 people who had, of the thousands who responded to her, and she had coaching sessions with them, and then she talks about it. It's an Audible original. Unfortunately, it's not available on paper, and it's I really recommend it. It's called Take Control of Your Life, and it's Mel Robbins. And I just finished it today. I like to listen to it while I'm running or walking and so on, although lately Clubhouse has really been getting in the way. And talking of Clubhouse, my friend Alana and I are going to be talking on Clubhouse tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Time about mom guilt and what happens when you have a chronic disease, or indeed if you have a business or anything else that's interfering with your ability maybe to be the kind of mom that you want to be. So if you want to come and talk with us about that, join us tomorrow on Clubhouse. So that was my little plug for that. But Mel is talking about fear. And the thing is that all of us have fear of some sort, and it generally stems back to something that happened in our childhood, and it can be a fear of abandonment, it can be a fear of, God forbid, of being abused, it can be a fear of, being yelled at, a fear of not, and everybody responds to this fear in a different way. Some people become silent, some people become chameleons, like they keep changing according to the people around them, and you never know who they really are, and they don't really know who they really are, and that's very stressful. Some people just become paralyzed, don't do anything. They have plans, but they never take any action. Some people hoard stuff because they're like a hamster bear. My daughter just got a hamster, so it's on my mind, but like a hamster burrowing into the bedding. If you have lots of stuff around you, that can feel, safer, even though it's actually not good for you. And one thing that really struck me was someone who had a fear of losing control. The thing is, everybody's got the fear of losing control in one way or the other. And then Mel finished with her six coaching sessions, and then she said, bonus coaching session, it's for you. And the thing is that everybody has some sort of fear that is stopping them from what they say they want to do, unless you're so super evolved that you're beyond that. But most of us are just humans. And so we have some sort of fear, we have some sort of patterns of dysfunction that are, stayed with us from when we were children. And what might have been functional when you were 8 might not be functional when you're an adult. So, for instance, this woman who would never take action. She had all sorts of ideas for a fabulous business, but she didn't do anything about it because she was afraid to fail and she was afraid to be judged. And I'm sure a lot of us can identify with that. And then there was this other guy who was afraid he wouldn't know what to do with his life. And again, he had these huge dreams and he was so overwhelmed by them he didn't take any steps. So again, Mel suggested to him take, one step at a time and so on. It's all sorts of coaching. But then in the end, she's like, what is your pattern? Because everybody has a pattern. When you feel afraid, when you feel nervous, everybody has some sort of pattern of how they respond to it. Some people go silent. Some people get very aggressive. There was this one woman who was a victim of not sexual abuse, but of physical abuse from her father. And so the way she dealt with it was to push everybody out of her life. So they talked about it, and Mel actually told her to go to therapy because she had PTSD. But when you listen to these things and you think about it, it's an interesting question of what is your own pattern. I'm not expecting you to answer me about that, but just give it some thought. Like, what do you do? What are the things that you do over and over every time you find yourself in a frightening or a stressful situation? How do you deal with it? Do you go silent? Do you go noisy? Do you become a clown? There was one person who dealt with the lack of control that he felt by being the class clown, carried it on in his life. Do you become very judgmental? Mel made the point that judgmental people are deeply hurt. So if you find yourself getting very judgmental, you might want to do some introspection about where that's coming from. Some people just disassociate. They put on their armor. They just block everybody out. And that can be hard if you want to have human connection. So, certainly been food for thought for me. I can see a few patterns in my life. I don't think I'm quite ready to talk about them on this, but I will eventually, I'm sure. But I just wanted to share this with you and suggest that you might want to do some introspection about how you react when you feel afraid or nervous or scared or something. What is the pattern? Because the thing is that once you recognize the pattern, you can change it, and then you actually do have control of your life, as opposed to the sort of pseudo control that you get by, maybe preemptively pushing people away. That way they can't leave you because you've already pushed them away. Or you don't care if they leave. Of course you're going to care. But you already prepare yourself for everybody leaving you if you're pushing them away. That was one of the examples. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. If it was, I would love it if you would share, comment, do all the things that will help the social platforms share this with more people. Also wanted to let you know, sleep is one of the hugest things in dealing with stress, and it's certainly something I've been working on and I'll be talking about more. So anyway, I made myself a list of my 10 favorite ways of improving your sleep. And if you would like that, just drop me a message and I'll be happy to get it to you. So you have a great evening. Remember, I love you. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.